Whitney Houston, and I'm every woman. No, that's not me. But what I do have is one of the movers and shakers of powerful women around North Canterbury, Mayor of the Hurunui District. Good morning, Mari. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you, but I'm not really certain about your, introduction. But however, we'll accept it for what it is.
Good on you, as it should be too. Look, a couple of things that have been. We've got a number of things to get through in regards to this morning's chat. So let's just crack on. What do you reckon? Some mayors around the country are urging the government to set up some formal inquiries into New Zealand banks closing branches around rural districts of New Zealand. Have you been part of that particular action? And one or two of the banks in the Hurunui, have they closed down recently, or are any planned on closing down?
Okay, so just to answer the first of your questions, yes, I have joined that promotion, I guess, of the effect of what it means for rural communities to lose banking facilities. Bearing in mind that we have one banking facility in 180, the BNZ is in Hamner Springs, and we have the Westpac here in Amberley. So, but I thought it was my right and the opportunity to actually advocate for rural communities, because loss of services is just hollows out our wellbeing opportunities. I mean, people like to go and bank their bowling club income on a Monday morning. They like to be able to do those things, So we need to facilitate that, and yes. And I can't remember your second question now.
Is there any that are planning on being, the likes of the BNZ and Hanway? Have you heard anything about that closing down at all? Not suggesting that their plan. Just have you heard anything?
Look, there has been some suggestion that there may be the BNZ depot in Hamner Springs, but I haven't had full confirmation of when that might happen or how that might happen. So, and of course, the Westpac here in Amberley has made some reduction to their hours, which we have worked with Westpac to actually advertise that more widely across our community, because it came to my attention that people were travelling long distances to bank money, and the services were closed. So we've done some advocacy with the Westpac on their hours trading, when people can actually come and do their banking.
Okay, I'm sort of sitting here in the studio shaking my head that some of these decisions are going to be made by people sitting in very high buildings in the centre of Sydney, and not really taking into account that some businesses, the ABC Plumbing in Hamner Springs, they need to go down and get some change from the bank every now and again, not do an hour and a half drive, return to get $10 and change. That's just, man, that sort of gets me hot under the collar, that one there. Okay, so
and I think too, the withdrawal of checks in time, all of those things are systems that people rely on, and this is our mum and dad investors, this is our community people, so it is important that we sit behind that as a try and check change, really.
Absolutely. When it's time, I fully expect to be heading a delegation from the Hurunui over to Sydney, obviously at the ratepayers' expense, to present that case to the guy sitting on the 58th floor somewhere. Anyway, all jokes aside, there's been this COVID-19 alert level 2 that kicked in on Sunday. It's affecting a number of things, like the Amuri AMP show being cancelled, the Wine and Food Festival in North Canterbury being postponed. This is not only economic frustration, but certainly it's mental health frustration as well.
Yeah. It is. I mean, the AMP shows particularly, they're part of our DNA in our rural towns, aren't they? And people look forward to them. But actually coming out to participate in the day, but all of the volunteer commitment to actually get that day to ready to go within a week now. Annie and Don McLean are the chairing the AMP show in Amiri this year. So their team of volunteers will be doing all sorts of things, spend hundreds of hours. It just seems really sad to be not able to bring that into all of their planning into fruition, and of course we've got the Cheviot show next weekend and the Hard show the following weekend, and Hardham were impacted last when we went into lockdown. So my fingers are absolutely crossed that, they get their event this year, or both Cheviot and Hardham both get their event. So, but I guess that will be determined by a higher power than us.
Absolutely. Now, some good news. We have the Hurunui Building Department. Your department in the building has been accredited with an international recognition, is that right?
Yes. I just really wanted to do a big shout out to the Hurunui District Council building team. they have been re-accredited under an international accreditation system, and I think they've had a couple of members. I think young Millie has been one of the champions to this, but actually it's quite a hurdle to get over the line. A lot of legal requirements or skills, qualified staff, compliance procedures, timeliness of sentencing, and I'm just really proud of our team that's actually yet again achieved this accreditation. And I just think for a small council, that those things make me proud because it's about the integrity of our council function, but it's upholding the integrity of the people that we're serving as well. So, things like that make me really, really proud.
Well, that's wonderful. Great team in the Hurunui District Council, well led too by the Mayor, Marty Black. We'll have another chat next Wednesday. Until then, keep your powder dry. And here's hoping that we go back down one of those COVID levels so we can carry on with the various events that have been postponed in the Hurunui. Well done, Murray.
Couldn't agree more.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Compass FM.